Have you ever wondered on how the NFL could have been different if Peyton Manning didn't sign with the Denver Broncos? What if he signed with a team like the Tennessee Titans? The Tennessee Titans threw everything in their power at Peyton Manning to get him, but it ultimately failed. What's going on, guys? That's what we're going to talk about today. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Blitz44. The link for that will be in the description box below. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you like the content. I have something very big planned for the off season. It's not just a regular mock draft. It's not a mock draft with trades. It's something much, much bigger than that. I did it last year, and this channel exploded, and I got a late start at doing it, and I ended up not being able to do it on my own alone. I just ran out of time. So for that reason, I had to shut it down. But this year, I've got an earlier start. I'm actually working on it right now, and it's going pretty smoothly so far, so good. And big thing, if you like the content, hit the like button, guys. That's very important. It will really help grow the channel and get us more views, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all who do that. I really do appreciate that. So I got this idea because I like Dragon Ball. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, the original Dragon Ball series. And if you type in Dragon Ball What If in the YouTube search bar, you can find all kinds of great, interesting videos. And I was thinking, hey, why can't I do this with football? Why can't I do football what ifs? And hopefully it can be just as interesting. So if there's a what if video you want me to do, drop it in the comment section below, and I'll get you featured and shouted out on that video when I decide to do it. So what we're talking about today is what if Peyton Manning decided to sign with the Tennessee Titans? The Titans offered everything to Peyton Manning. They offered him the general manager position after he retired, but it didn't work. When that didn't work, the Titans even offered him a portion of the franchise once he retired, but that also didn't work. Peyton Manning would rather go to Denver, win a Super Bowl, and write jingles with Brad Paisley and sell insurance after it's over with. So we ended up not getting Peyton Manning, but what if we did? There was originally several teams after Peyton Manning, the Broncos, of course, and the Titans. The 49ers wanted him, and so did the Dolphins. I think in the very end, it come down to being narrowly between the Titans and the Broncos. The thing is, if Peyton Manning would have signed with the Titans, he would have gotten the Titans to the playoffs. But as we all know, Peyton Manning chokes in the playoffs, so I don't think we would have ever won a Super Bowl. The Titans were a bottom feeder team at this point. It's 2013. The Titans are only winning 2 or 3 games a season. But Peyton Manning was the type of player that he could take a very bad team and make them a playoff caliber team. That's just the kind of player Peyton Manning is. And as bad as I hate to admit it, that's just what it is. It is what it is. And because I'm a Titans fan, I really dislike the Indianapolis Colts. That's just what it is. Peyton Manning was that important to a franchise when he was in his prime. But anyways, the Titans would have gotten to the playoffs, but they never would have won a Super Bowl because the Titans didn't have a defense that could support Peyton Manning like the Broncos could. And I think that's what the biggest factor was in Peyton Manning's decision to go to Denver. So he goes to Denver and he wins the Super Bowl. Then his play starts to decline, and Peyton Manning just can't carry a team like he did before, although they still make the playoffs, but not on the back of Peyton Manning. They make it on the back of their defense. For the Titans, they couldn't do that. They would have made the playoffs one year and missed it the next. Because of the Titans' new record, they wouldn't have been able to draft Marcus Mariota number 2 overall like they had done before. This time, Marcus Mariota would be an Eagle, and I know Titans fans that picture is hard to look at right there, but Marcus Mariota would have been an Eagle. Chip Kelly was the coach at this point. Chip Kelly really, really wanted Marcus Mariota. They really tried to pry that number 2 overall pick away from us back in 2015, but overall, we ended up getting him. But he would have ended up being an Eagle, and the Titans wouldn't have got him. The very next year, the Titans would have been too good not to have that number 1 overall pick. So players like Jack Conklin, Derrick Henry, Kevin Dodd, and then this year Corey Davis. We wouldn't have gotten those guys because we wouldn't have had the picks before. We also wouldn't have gotten Jonnu Smith because he come from that pick that big chunk of picks as well. So we wouldn't have gotten those guys. So there would have been no Marcus Mariota, no Corey Davis, no Jack Conklin, no Derrick Henry. We just wouldn't have had them. Peyton Manning's play decline. The Titans would have been bad, but they wouldn't have been god awful to where they ended up at the top of the draft. So we wouldn't have been able to get a quarterback. Probably what would have happened is the Titans would end up trading up to draft Carson Wentz, or the Titans would have tanked for a year, with Zach Mettenberger or whoever we decide to move forward with as a backup quarterback behind Peyton Manning, tanked for a year, and gotten a quarterback in this year's draft. As for the Denver Broncos, Tim Tebow would have got a little bit of extra time to be a starter, which would have garnered him more experience, which would have led to him being in the NFL a little bit longer. And who knows, the experience could have helped Tim Tebow develop more quickly. Maybe he could have adjusted to the NFL speed. Maybe he could have fixed his mechanics. That was his biggest issue was his mechanics. That's something that's really hard to coach, but it is coachable. And Tim Tebow could have been a starter in the league, but that's highly unlikely. He could have had longer because of his extra experience. He could have had more of an opportunity to be an NFL backup, but that didn't work out, as we know. So that's my video, guys. I appreciate you watching it. Also, I'd like to throw in there, if Peyton Manning signed with the Tennessee Titans, there's a very, very high chance that that statue of Peyton Manning outside of Lucas Oil Stadium wouldn't be there today, signing with a division rival like that. Maybe it's just me, but I absolutely can't stand it when somebody plays for my team, we draft somebody, and then they turn around and sign with a division rival. That really gets under my skin a lot. But anyways, guys, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button because I got something big, huge coming during the off season. If there's a football what if video you want me to talk about, drop it in the comment section below. I'll get you featured and shout it out on that video when it's done. Thanks you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.